Patriarchal and Hebrew History 6. From Jacob's journey to Padan, Aram, to the selling of Joseph by his brethren. Genesis 28 to 37, AM 2200, 44 to 2275, BCE 1760 to 1729. Jacob's journey and a vision at Bethel, Genesis 28, verses 10 through 17. The effect of this vision on Joseph, the beginning of his religious life. I don't think that's quite the fair thing to judge it as. Perhaps say this is where the story in the Bible starts, or this is where the universal lessons start, maybe, but his arrival at Padan, Aram, and what befell him there. Genesis 29, 1 through 12. His sojourn with his uncle Laban, the wages he was to have, and the fraud practiced on him. Genesis 29, verses 10 through 26. The Book of Mormon captures on this theme and uses this name in regard to the Laban in that story. Laban means white, and the Israelites were brown-skinned people. The change of, so that could be behind some of that, but the change of Jacob's wages and his prosperity by reason of it. Genesis 30, verses 27 through 43. Jacob's departure from Padan Aram, Laban's pursuit of him, and the result. Genesis 31. Continuation of the journey, news of the approach of Esau and its effect upon Jacob, his prayer and precaution against hostilities, the wrestling with the mysterious stranger, and the divine blessing. The change of name and its signification, Genesis 32. And remember the story, the wrestling does not mean that you have to remove the sinew of the thigh, but even in some Muslim societies, because of the Jewish ancestry of them, they just blindly pick up this thing where when you slaughter an animal, you remove the sinew of its thigh. The meaning of Esau and its amicable result, Genesis 33, verses 1 through 16. Jacob's further journey and temporary settlement, verses 17 through 20. Jacob at Bethel and the religious reformation of his household, Genesis 35, 1 through 7. The renewal of the divine covenant, verses 9 through 15. The birth of Benjamin and the death of Rachel, verses 16 through 20. The name of Jacob's sons, verses 23 through 26. Through which of these did Christ come? Again, we're talking about the Old Testament, so there would have been a whole series of Christ. And some of them weren't human, some of them weren't Israelite. Christ, of course, being synonymous with Messiah. Emmanuel's not quite the same, but it is the same role. I speak not the doctrine of my own doctrine, but the one that sent me. That's what's captured in the Emmanuel role. Sort of a title of people talk about this person's the oracle. That's the sort of thing. Return of Jacob to his father. Death and burial of Isaac. Genesis 35, 27 through 29. Esau's descendants and their formation into a nation. Genesis 36, Jacob's partiality to Joseph and its effect on his other sons, Joseph's dreams and what they indicated. Genesis 37, 3 through 11, the plot of Joseph's brothers and their final disposal of him. Verses 18 through 28, the report made to Jacob and his great grief. Genesis, verses 31 to 35, Joseph is in Egypt, verse 36. And how old was Joseph at this time? And his father Jacob. Yaqub is also rendered as James when you see it as a New Testament name. I guess they want a distinction, or that just happened to be what they said.